Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Bastion, and last time some huge things happened. Most significantly, the Ura attacked the Bastion, because apparently this whole calamity thing that we've heard a lot about, the thing that brought the world to its knees, destroyed almost everything in existence, was an attempt by the Caelondians to wipe out the Ura. So that raises a whole lot of questions to which we do not yet have many answers. So onward we go here, and supposedly there's just one more of these cores, these shards, to upgrade the Bastion, so we appear to be coming quite close to the end of the game now. In which case, is there anything we'd like to do to set ourselves up here? We recently picked up the Galleon Mortar and the Fire Bellows. Despite both kind of sort of being ranged weapons, they do kind of work together because the Galleon is relatively slow, high damage, can attack from range, whereas the Bellows very fast, also solid damage, but definitely more of a close range weapon. What did we went bomb barrage? Did we ever try using this? I'm not even sure if we did. Maybe we stick with this for now, but other than that, we also have a ton of money after completing several challenges recently, so we could go pretty crazy buying some stuffs here if we'd like, either secret skills, or I think we've even still have some upgrade materials, a significant number of them remaining. It's just that in many cases they're for weapons that we haven't been using all that much as of late. The scrap musket we used for a little while, but we have 2 upgrade materials for that. The army carbine, we have 1 for that, 1 for the dueling pistols, 1 for the bow. It's been forever since we used that, but that was of course one of the first weapons that we ever used. Likewise with the hammer. So pens, we're planning on using one of those now, then of course it would make sense to pick up one of these upgrade materials, but maybe we still stick with what we have going on right now. Still not the biggest fan of this combo, but maybe we can make it work. So let's head over to the Skyway.
The swoop down from the east. At least now we know the way.
Ooh. Okay. For what it's worth, there are still a few proving grounds that we might be running out of time to do. The slinger range, I mean, I don't remember. For most of them, I'm pretty sure we've gotten the 2nd reward, but obviously once you get the 3rd, they get the red star on them and you can't go there anymore, so these are all not fully complete, and we did have an upgrade material for the slinger, or for the dueling pistol, so going to the slinger range with that might be reason enough for us to believe we could pull off the full reward there, the rank 3. Otherwise, Fang Repeater, I don't think we had an upgrade material there. It'd just be a matter of can we perform better. Hammer, we did have an upgrade material for that. So, okay, you know what? Maybe, given how, as I was saying, we might be starting to run low on time to do some of those things, that might be reason enough to pick up the Dueling Pistols upgrade material, as well as something heavy for the hammer. Those, I think, were the ones that at least immediately came to my attention as ones that we had options to upgrade. We might even have had materials lying around. Now, again, I did, a while back, have to restart the entire game so we could do the Queen Anne fight again. So, for that reason, the upgrades that we had in this first go-round may not have been the same as what I threw on as I was speeding through trying to catch up to where we were, so that might be why we 0 hammer upgrade, so I wouldn't read too much into that. Let's see. Damage, critical hit chance. So I remember for the hammer proving ground, it is about destroying as many things as possible, or destroying all of the things in the room as quickly as possible. So damage, I assume, also applies to destructible materials.
Kid's lifelong
so I think we go for that.
Looking fit to keep on fighting.
New ability, Focus Attack. I don't remember this. To focus, defend for a few moments using the Bullhead Shield, then attack. Not sure that's really going to help, because at least in this instance, because I don't exactly think we're going to be blocking against inanimate objects. Uppercut attacks cause knockback. That honestly might also be a little obnoxious. We might deliberately want to use Extended Grip and just not ever do this, because we're trying to destroy as many things as possible as quickly as possible. Knocking them away from us probably makes that more difficult, unless we can knock them off the edge. And maybe that counts? I don't know about that, though. I feel like we might just...
Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that.
I think we're going for the extra
Cael
damage here.
Hammer's only as strong as its spine.
Ignore
That's a strong spine.
armor. Huh. Overhead strikes can stun. That definitely doesn't help us very much. I think we're just going for basically pure damage. I have no idea if inanimate objects have armor. But maybe we're about to find out.
Touches on the business end of that thing.
Okay. So we'll try that, and then, I suppose we can also, while we're here, might as well... Oh, we have one more upgrade? We do have one more upgrade material. Hold on. Even more damage? Holy shamoly.
Now the weight of the world behind us every swing.
Sail engravings. I think this is our first weapon that we fully upgraded. So we have sledge head, extended grip, alloy shaft, checkered face, and now sail engravings. Oh, but yeah, I meant to also upgrade the dueling pistols. We have 2 of those. And that's actually enough to fully upgrade these as well. Bullets cripple foes. So for this one, remember, the proving ground was that there are some targets that pop up, and we have to shoot them down as quickly as possible. The longer we take, the lower our score goes. And if we fire errant shots that miss, we also lose points, so you need to be very precise as well as very quick. So I don't think crippling foes is going to be relevant in that trial, at least, because they're inanimate objects, they're dummy targets. Whereas extra damage, that definitely
Never
would be useful.
guess those things been to the wilds and back.
Bullets ignore armor. Once again, not sure if the inanimate objects have armor. I'm thinking, what? There's like the big frog-like enemies that take little to no damage if you shoot them from the front. That might be at least the first thing that comes to mind in terms of armor. Bullets cause knockback. I also don't think that really helps us, to be honest. We might just not take this upgrade. At least, we're not going to want it for this trial, I don't think. We do also have, I believe, only 2 out of 3 of the spear trial rewards at this stage, so why don't we take it one step at a time here? Because it's a lot of upgrades, it's a lot of trials we're looking to do, and I don't know if those upgrades are going to be enough of a difference maker for us to succeed in these trials, so let's see if we can finish off the hammer one first, maybe, since that is one that we have upgraded the most aggressively. So as I was saying, this one is the one where we have to destroy as many objects as possible, as quickly as possible.
Kid pays another visit to the scrapyard for old time's sake.
And there you see that, yes, have gotten the first and second reward, but not the third. So we take this, and we break stuff. And we do need to break pretty much everything, I think.
Remember, too slow, and all you got was a sore back.
This is true. Remember that we can deal damage rolling, for what it's worth. So,
some folks
when you
invest
can,
their earnings to
probably
forge
worth
even
doing
better
that.
hammers.
No! Is it 30 seconds? Is it 30 seconds? It might be 30 seconds. 27 seconds. Ooh, we need to cut 4 seconds off. So yeah, I was mostly just rolling and smacking like this, but... Big slams? I don't know to what extent that's worth doing. I did not roll quite as aggressively as I could have. We also had a few instances over here where I got stuck, or dilly-dallied a bit, doubling back to hit items that we should have destroyed initially. So, is this destructible? No. Let's give it one more shot here. I am not 100% certain if we are going to be able to pull this off, though. I think we need a slightly different technique. I think just the rolling and smashing, not quite sufficient. Either that or we need to be way more efficient.
Always plenty
Does
there
feel like
for
we're
smashing.
already doing. This one just feels much quicker for whatever reason.
strongest, fastest folks earn more than their fair share.
Right on 27 seconds. I saw it out of the corner of my eye right as we were about to finish. That it still said 27. I was like, oh man, are we about to miss it by 1 second? No, we did get it. So that's awesome. So that should give us Stunning Wallop, which I assume is another secret skill specifically for the hammer. So there we go. We did successfully complete the hammer proving ground.
The kids worked the yard before, but that time it just plain destroyed it.
That was the goal. That was the aim. Okay, so now maybe we try the Dueling Pistols one we did. Make one upgrade there. Technically, we could make another one, but I think it might actually be counterproductive because it was either, like ignoring armor or knocking enemies back, and the pistols do have a little worse accuracy from higher range, and so if we knock them back, that means we're at a greater risk of missing the target, and if we miss the target, then our score goes down. So I don't think we want to do that. This is probably the best we can make our pistols for this encounter. I think we got reward number 1 and 2, yeah, but not reward number 3. So same idea here. Again, the way this one works is we'll take the pistols, and then around the perimeter of this area, we'll have dummy targets pop up, and we need to shoot them as quickly as possible. The longer we take, the more our score goes down. If we miss any shots, then our score goes down. So gotta be quick and efficient. Like I missed several of those shots. So you want to be very precise with the number of shots that it takes to take out the enemies. Yeah. Definitely missing several shots here. The penalty is pretty steep, I think, for missing a shot. Trying to be a little bit slower with shooting, so I don't accidentally shoot an extra shot. But I don't know if that's a trade-off worth making. Cool, because I'm hesitating once I'm close to destroying them. Like, ooh, do I need one more? How'd we do? No, second. What do we need for first place? Is it 600 maybe? 700. Oh, we were not particularly close. So yeah, I was quite slow destroying them. I was not just spamming shoot as quickly as possible because I was trying to make sure that I didn't miss or shoot more shots than I needed to because our score goes down that way. Maybe we take a different approach here. Maybe we just go super aggressive this time and see where that leads us. That was an attempt at doing a more precise go-around, but maybe this time we just fire away. And see how that compares. It's definitely faster. This takes quick response time to stop shooting once it's dead. Ooh, I almost walked off the edge. Don't do that. That probably won't happen. I hesitated. Definitely closer. Definitely closer. At the very end on that last one, I hesitated because I thought we'd already taken it out. I don't know if that was enough of a difference maker, that if we had done that properly, we would have made it. I don't know. The first one was far enough away that I thought maybe it's just not on the cards for us. It might be worth double checking just to see if there are some upgrades we can switch around that might have been good for other encounters, but not as much so.
Taking every precaution before setting off in search of you-know-who.
For this trial. Take a quick look. here. Bullet scatter eliminated. That actually... Ooh, that might be better, to be honest. This improves the accuracy, and we have been missing a fair number of shots just because there's inherent inaccuracy, inherent bullet scatter. Damage, that's reload. Yeah, I think the reload's not a huge factor here. Penetration, not a huge deal. Bullets ricochet. Not sure that's really going to matter. Neither of these are going to matter, I don't think. Damage, bullets cripple foes. Yeah, definitely the damage. Okay. I think this might be a slightly better, potentially significantly better setup for this. So let's give it one more shot and at least see how close this is. So I think we found that the aggressive approach was definitely better. Ooh, this feels much better. You're definitely taking the 10 out much faster. Because we generally have time to reload in between targets. Got a few instances though where I'm kind of messed up here. Look how fast that is in comparison to what we were doing before. We need 700. Just these little hesitations here. Not good.
I gotta say, kid's the fastest shot I ever seen.
Well, we got 701. Just barely enough to get the job done there, but we did do it. So there you have it, the accuracy. Definitely worth picking up for that encounter.
He blew through slinger range like it was nothing.
I mean, it was close. That's two, in fact. Two encounters where we're right on the cusp of do we get it, do we not get it? Let's take a quick look, actually, over here at those upgrade materials, or these secret skills, I should say, that we just picked up. So we got, are they even going to show up when we're not using the applicable weapon? I think it was Slinger Storm, presumably the one that we just got. A rapid-fire frenzy of countless bullets. The Slingers perfected this skill as proof of how quick their trigger fingers were. Is it that, or no, maybe it was this. This is Scrap Musket, a relentless series of blasts that overcompensates for the musket's slow rate of fire. Breaker Volley, this from the bow. Apparently we just didn't look at the ones that we picked up from previous challenges. A skill used by the swiftest breakers, delivering arrow after arrow in rapid succession. Devised by the breaker's most renowned archery instructor. This is also a bow skill, secret breaker technique, that causes an arrow to bounce from target to target. Ooh. Originally intended only for spectacle, but it proved to have practical uses. Stunning Wallop. I think this is the one that we just picked up from fully completing the proving ground for the hammer. A crushing attack that stuns any foe unlucky enough to get in the way, including bosses. The heaviest stonework on the rippling walls needed to be lodged in place with this move. Okay. So yeah, there's a list of all of our secret skills. A few of those we just picked up. Some of those we picked up a while ago, which never made a point of checking them out. Oh, hold on. The Dynasty. Earn glory on the proving grounds. Earn first prize in the required number of proving grounds. Oh, 7 out of 7. Okay. So,
the Dynasty, to the families of the city, all reunited.
Birthright meant little in Caelondia, a city in which standing could be earned through achievement. And achieve we did. So, nice. There are still a few more of those proving grounds. I think there was the spear. Yeah, there's still the spear. There's still the shield. There's still the Fang Repeater. So as I was saying, there's still the machete. As I was saying, because we're starting to approach the end of the game, if we are trying to make a point of completing as many of these as we possibly can, then this is one of our last opportunities to do so. Not necessarily sure that's what we're looking for. In this instance, you know, we've I think, done a sufficient number of these to at least see what they're all about, and in many cases, get the final reward for them. and hopefully help you guys if you're trying to figure out how to complete them in terms of, what is the optimal upgrade setup and so on and so forth. So, like, maybe we could make this happen, but at the same time, it might be best if we carry on to Urzendra Gate. Zulf's agents must also want the final shard, knowing it is key to undoing the harm they caused. Oh, that sounds very dramatic. Tell you what, why don't we try for the spear one next, and then that might be our last chance to do it. It's been a while since we did the Fang Repeater one as well. We did have an upgrade material for the spear at the Lost and Found, I believe, so let's see if we picked that up or if we waited to do so. Yeah, something pointy for the Pike. I say we take it. We have plenty of monies. That's not really an obstacle right now. Three upgrade materials for this. Oh, okay. Well, again, probably an instance of, well, I just did not upgrade this as I was speeding through on the second playthrough to get back up to the place where we encountered Queen Anne. So I remember correctly, the proving ground for the spear is basically an area that is surrounded by these plants that shoot projectiles at you, and you have to snake on through that area and hit these buttons. Once you hit all the buttons, you win. It takes some time to do it, but sometimes you're poking them with the pike, and sometimes, perhaps more often, you're actually throwing the pike. So I think faster throw reload might be preferable here. Oh, we've already taken it. Okay, never mind. We're on to this one then. Battle grip thrust attacks cause knockback. I don't think that's going to be very helpful here. Critical hit damage, also probably not super helpful.
Don't want that thing leaving your hands until you decide it's time.
But faster thrust attacks or throw attacks can stun. Definitely not that. Faster throw attacks.
Gotta make sure the pointy end's fastened on real tight.
So that's the brusher bindings. And then heavy counterweight for huge damage. Or lightning fast reload with the light counterweight. That's tough. Trying to remember how many pokes / throws it generally took to take all those things out. Would plus 50% damage mean that we're suddenly one-shotting everything when previously would have taken 2? Does that make a pretty big improvement of our speed? The reload, again, assuming that we're having to throw more often than not, would also make a pretty big difference. So both of these sound very helpful. Can we replace this one with the other upgrade that we don't take here, please? That'd be really nice. No, I mean, I think we go for the reload.
Balance, you've got what you need.
But if we are unsuccessful, then it might be worth trying switching this around. Okay. Actually, out of curiosity, is one of the challenges to fully upgrade a certain number of materials, because we do have the upgrade material for the pistols, we just didn't use it. Learn the secret skills, gain the required number of secret skills. We're close, but not there yet. Actually, if we purchase some from the shop, we'd need to purchase 4, and then we'd get 2,000 monies in return, which, even if we're paying to get those last 4, then probably still come out ahead, monetarily speaking, but we might get another secret skill from completing this trial, so let's hold off until we do that. Let's see, raise the required number of land pieces through travel and exploration. We are extremely close to completing that. The marshals defeat 10 or more foes in a single well-placed shot from the scrap musket. You have to go back to using the scrap musket in that case. Defeat a foe by counter-blocking its melee attack while at less than 20% health. We, I think, might have completed this in the first go-round, because I feel like we tried to make a point of doing that. Defeat a hardy foe with the last bolt in a clip. I also very much feel like we might have done this at some point in the first go-round. Deliver a single crushing blow to a foe for at least 70 damage. I mean, we made all those damage upgrades on the hammer. If we hop into basically any encounter that is not a trial, we can probably make that happen. Quickly pull 12 bullets in single foe without missing. We no longer have the bullet scatter, so that's also possible as well. Pierce a foe with a thrust, then quickly finish it with a throw. Yeah, it's mostly combo stuff or specific circumstances for a given weapon. Okay. Okay. So I think we'll hold off on that stuff for now, unless... I mean, if we do get another secret skill from finishing up this trial, then we may purchase a few other secret skills to finish the... or acquire 20 secret skills challenge. So let's head over to Camp Dauncey. Okay, so as I was saying, we need to activate all the switches. They're all these guys, complicating matters. So this one, I'm thinking is probably going to take at least one practice run just to remember where all the switches are, because that is a lot of it, is you don't need to destroy all these turrets. You just need to destroy the ones that are blocking you from getting to the switches, and so remembering where the switches are and what the most efficient way to clear out a path to get to them is half, if not more than half, the battle. Do you need to get that one? Maybe. Maybe not. Definitely don't need to get that one.
Prep for the course, the brushers could modify their pikes however they wanted.
That's the hint. Oh, apparently that was one of the challenges right there. Presumably the one for hitting an enemy and then finishing it off with a throw after that. Which I assume is only possible for actual enemies. Enemies, not turrets like this in the trial, but okay, maybe I'm wrong. Apparently I was wrong. Fine with me. Notice one over here. Oh, ow.
Sometimes the course was brutal.
Okay, well, I mean, we did get one of those challenges completed, so, well, also apparently we can still stay here, so, that's interesting. Our timer does not reset, for what it's worth. Also, don't need to hit these guys. So again, just remembering where all the
There wasn't time to squash every pincushion, just the ones in the way.
And which ones are in the way to stop us. There's one over here. Okay. Third prize. So yet not very good. Not very good. As I was saying, I think. Excuse me. Okay, so we got it right on the cusp once again, except this time it actually needs to be under, not at, under 90 seconds. So I think it's doable. Well, I mean, I think we can do way better than that. Of course, that didn't tell us what the first prize is. But let's restart it. At least get to the point where we can get second prize. So, I think you want to get the one at the far end last. This one over to the right, I feel like always takes a really long time. But it's hard to get there first. Because this is going to be hard to take out, this one that's shooting right here. We'd still do go left. Or not that one. Oh dear. No! That's not good. Yeah, remember, sometimes it is faster just poke them. Not that time, though. Now, here's the problem, is we need to double back quite a bit. That's why I don't like doing that one to the right. It always feels so inefficient. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like we have the recipe we're looking for just yet. Ow. A lot of it, I think, does come down to using your throw to hit multiple enemies simultaneously. Like, we're going to do ever so slightly better than the previous time. 3 seconds better. That's not a lot. But at least we get to see now, what do we need to get the top prize? 60... So we need to cut 28 seconds? That's not close. It's not even remotely close. So, I think the key... I feel like we got at least much closer than that previously. Obviously, we didn't get the final prize, but I think the key is very much to line up your throws such that you're taking out numerous enemies simultaneously, because that way means you have to charge up your throws and less often. So, given the amount of time we need to make up, though, I'm thinking that it may not be the wisest of decisions for us to focus all of our time and efforts on this one right now. Maybe we just take a quick look at some of the other proving grounds. I think there's still, what, the hammer one? Maybe we try that one again, but as you were seeing there, that one we have a ways to go. There's still the shield. Oh, there's the Fang Repeater. Right. Okay, let's take a quick look. Do we have any more upgrade materials for the Fang Repeater? Have any here? We do. In fact, this is the last upgrade. Okay, so this one was basically a series of targets that we were supposed to take out as we were walking through an area. As we're walking through, the ground is falling behind us, so we have a timer in that way, and that if we're too slow, eventually the ground will cave in under us and we'll lose. So we need to go through and take out as many of those targets as we can, as quickly as we can. So ammo capacity is nice, because it means we can fire more times before we need to reload, but reloading, I think in this instance, unlike the proving grounds for the dueling pistol, the reload time is significant, because anytime reloading is time that we would otherwise like to spend, well, taking out targets. There isn't really any downtime in between them. We went all out on damage and clipped size. Both seek out foes. I don't think that's going to be very helpful. The ricochet on contact. Parasitic creatures living in each bolt cause ricochets on contact. That's pretty grim, but if that means that every bolt is capable of hitting 2 targets, that could potentially double our damage.
You don't want to know what he did to that thing, but believe me, it works.
Well, I hope so. That feels like it may be an absolutely humongous improvement for this challenge, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Let's at least give it a shot.
Kid decides to keep working his aim and footwork on the shingle.
So there's all the targets. So, here we go. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Best time to pick a new spot was when swapping magazines.
We're absolutely flying. I feel like it might be worth deliberately trying to shoot for one that is not the furthest down to increase the probability that the ricochet actually hits something. Enter. Wall, or the stuff is gonna start falling behind us. If he is doing so. How'd we do? No, 61, what did we need? We missed some. 64, oh. So we made it to the end. So I think 64 is quite literally all the targets, so we had to skip a few on that last platform there. This is definitely doable. That ricochet is amazing. It is amazing. We're trying this one again. This is definitely doable. It's gonna require that we're quick at the beginning, of course. Gotta be quick at the beginning. And that quickness is going to pay off toward the end, so we have a little more margin for error at the end when suddenly the ground starts to catch up to us. As I was saying, though, I do wonder, to the extent possible, if we can deliberately try to ricochet things. Oh, it is catching up to us. What would I like for it to catch up to us? We can shoot faster towards those. That might be the answer. Yeah, that's probably the answer. Rather than trying to be all precise like we're using the dueling pistols, let's fire this thing like crazy, man. Reloading. We got 64. We've done it.
The trappers got what they needed for a better hunt.
With time to spare. Yeah, so definitely the ricochet, absolutely amazing. And yeah, don't treat it like the dueling pistols trial where you're trying to be very precise and just hit it with the perfect number of shots. No, just fire that thing like crazy because it pretty much auto-targets. If you take one enemy out, one target out with the first shot and keep on firing, it's going to automatically shift over to the next one, and as you have the ricochet, you might even take out extra targets as well. So what do we have here? Snooze dart. That sounds interesting.
The trappers would have been impressed with how the kid handled the shingle.
Okay, let's take a look at what that is exactly. Should be a secret skill for that weapon. Here it is, Snooze Dart. Fang Repeater skill. A bolt coated in a heavy sedative, which causes the target to lose consciousness on impact. Considered unsportsmanlike by some trappers. I mean, once again, for one of the other secret skills, seems somewhat similar in that it had a very powerful debuff. And I wondered if that works on every type of enemy or just the relatively simple, weak enemies, because if you're doing this on a boss, that could be huge. So that's another secret skill for us, which means we are quite close to this one. Oh, and we did finish the brushers, even if we did not successfully complete the Pike trial. We did get this one for piercing a foe and then finishing it off with a throw soon thereafter.
The brushers, they moved in shadows, but the calamity found them.
Caelondia's hidden strength, they moved unseen toward secret causes. Just 500 monies in return for that one, but still not bad. We'll take it. And oh, the other one that I wanted to check, though, was the secret skills one. So we have 17 out of 20 now. So perhaps at this stage, it's worth just picking up 3 of the secret skills, whichever ones we'd like, because at this point it would cost us, what, 475? It looks like it would be the cheapest set of those skills. And we get pretty hefty reward, 2,000 for completing it, so that should mean that we just gain monies. Of course, we could make a point of trying to pick up the ones that seem the most interesting to us. Pike Vault, a dexterous trick with which the wielder leaps into the sky to crash down on unsuspecting foes. Sounds cool. The Brushers adapted this maneuver from great war stories passed down from the older generations. Final warning for the scrap musket, a blast sent straight up into the air, causing a flurry of projectiles to rain down on the area. Also sounds cool. Not effective as a warning, but very effective otherwise. Final warning is in, by the time you receive said warning, you're going down. Breaching bullet for the army carbine, a special bullet that lodges inside the target and explodes shortly thereafter. Some frowned on this device, but no one denied its effectiveness. Sounds like that, I mean, the explosion presumably can hit multiple enemies, but it seems like this is primarily for dealing a lot of damage to one big boss. Dueling Decider for the dueling pistols. A single swift, devastating shot aimed straight for the foe's most vulnerable parts. The practice of dueling soon ceased after the slingers unveiled this trick. So, a single shot also makes this sound like this is a shoot once, shoot hard kind of thing, not a take out a bunch of enemies that are surrounding you type of skill. So, depends what you're looking for from your secret skills. This is the cheapest one. Don't know if that means it's the weakest per se, but it has sounded the least inspiring thus far. Turret Surprise for the mortar. A special shell that splits open on impact to reveal a security turret. What? Hardwired to defend the user. Oh, interesting. First used by the Caelondian Armada as a deterrent against privateers, so it basically creates an ally for you of sorts? Graver Slash for the machete. A lightning-fast flurry of strikes that can cut through even the toughest armor. I don't know if that's just purely flavor text, or truthfully that means that armored enemies will still get significantly damaged by it. The origins of this technique are widely disputed, though its potency is not. Burning Carousel, the bellows, a technique causing the user to spin while spouting flames, created by an infamous circus performer whose craft concerned him more than the safety of others. I bet. Is this any different from just holding down the fire button as you're spinning in circles with the bellows? Is it any more effective than that? Because that's probably already what we were doing more often than not. Then we're back at the upgrade materials. So the cheapest ones would be the Duel Decider, Turret Surprise, and Breaching Bullet. Those may not necessarily have been the ones that sounded the coolest, but I think we can probably afford all of them if we'd like to. Maybe more significant would be, if there are any specific weapons that we still anticipate we might use going forward. Like, we used the machete a whole lot early on, and so we might not go back to that. Might be focusing more on other weapons, giving them time to shine. So perhaps we eliminate that one. Pike. I don't know, not the biggest fan of the Pike. I feel like maybe the bellows, since we are using this now. Then again, as I was saying, this one sounded the most like just normal use of the weapon, and the least like an actual secret skill, but sure, we'll buy it. And then we are currently using the turret, I believe, or the mortar, so I guess we'll take this one. Then I do like the Dueling Pistols, but this one didn't sound very inspiring, so let's just take one that sounds particularly cool. The Breaching Bullet sounded pretty awesome, as did the Final Warning, I think. Yeah. Let's take one of these. I guess we'll go for Breaching Bullet in that case. We'll use the price as the tiebreaker. Okay. And there we have it. We have completed the challenge we were looking for, the service. Here it is. And so the reason why we opted to purchase those things now is because that brought us up to 26 skills.
For all the men and women who serve Caelondia.
And gave us 20,000 monies in return, so we spent a bit, but gained a whole lot more. Caelondia's guilds offered lifelong experience competing and collaborating in the name of discovery and progress. Speaking of progress, lots of progress with regard to finishing challenges and making upgrades to weapons and purchasing secret skills. So I think this will be a good place for us to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.